What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a classic video talking about smoking weed at school. Hope you guys do enjoy. Drop a like if you do, and also, I apologize for not uploading. I'm sick as fuck. I don't know if you guys can hear any difference in my voice, but either way, this won't be as enthusiastic of a video because I'm sick as shit. My throat really hurts, but yeah, I've been busy lately. I got a new job at the Lexus dealership. What up, boys? I'll get into that in another video. But either way, hope you guys enjoy. Let's dive into it. So, smoking weed at school. Now, this happened a good amount of time ago. This was like a year and a half ago. And I had a buddy who we're going to call John, who went to my alternative school with me. And John was an interesting guy. He was really big and very aggressive. He always liked to fight, but he's also like a teddy bear if you were friends with him. Like, he was like a big, aggressive guy, but he was really nice to his friends. So it was like, I don't know, there was two completely different sides to him. I almost think he was bipolar, but either way, what he ended up doing was he ended up getting a megatoke. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what a megatoke is, it's kind of like a vape for weed. Basically what it is, you slap a battery in it, and it's like a pen. It's not like a box mod. And what you do is you twist off the top part. I've never owned one. I've only used one a couple times. But you take off the top part, and there's a little area to pack the weed with this metal, almost looks like a coffee filter kind of thing. It's kind of weird. And you pack your bud in there, or you can dab out of it too, I think. And then what you do is you gotta hold down the button for a little while. I think it's 3 or 4 seconds. You gotta hold down the button for it to heat up, and you just smack it. And it's pretty cool. And he ended up getting one. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with my alternative school, everyone did drugs in the bathroom. Everybody did drugs at this school. Everyone showed up baked as fuck every day. And there's a wide variety of different drugs being sold and consumed at this school. So, on this particular day, I show up. I was already a little baked. And I see John in the hallway. I shake up with him. I talk to him. He's like, bro, come here. I was like, all right. And, whenever someone says that, that's basically the code word for meet me in the bathroom. So, I go ahead in the bathroom with him. And how things kind of worked at this school, the bathroom etiquette here, was one of the stalls didn't have a door, and it was on the very end. So you'd go to the doorless stall whenever you were serving somebody. So the people who had to take a dump could go take a dump in the stalls with doors. And that's what he did. He went to the very end stall with no door, and he's pulling something out of his bag, and I was expecting him to just show me I don't know, some good weed, or some, I don't know, a vape, or vape juice he got. And he busts out this tiny, or not tiny, but fairly small little vape looking thing. And I originally didn't know what it was off the bat. I knew what a megatoke was at the time, but I'd only used it once before. So I didn't really recognize it. At first I thought it was a vape. And then he's like, bro, check this out. And he hands it to me. And I knew what it was pretty quick. I was like, oh, this is a megatoke. Never mind, this isn't a vape. So I'm checking it out. I was like, oh, this shit's nice. We should test this later. What do you want after school? And he was like, bro, we could smack this shit in the bathroom later. And I was like, okay, because the thing is, smoking at school, especially in your bathroom, is normally a very, very popped thing to do. You're gonna get fucking busted. But at my school, nobody really gave a fuck. Of course the teachers would try to bust you, but they didn't really try very hard. They all of the staff knew what was going on in the bathroom and knew what was happening in there. Bathroom is where the fights happen. Bathroom is where, drugs were done and sold. Bathroom is where just all the shenanigans occurred. And they just never really checked in very much to stop it. Unless it got loud, then the dean would come in and tell us all to get out. But either way, I'm like, all right, I'm down. And he was like, yeah, I'll Snapchat you or something when you should link up with me. We should do it during class. And I was like, okay. So, I leave the bathroom. I'm going about my day. And I thought he was fucking with me. I was like, yeah, this guy's not going to actually hit me up and smoke me up in the bathroom, during school. Because this guy, he was typically pretty careful, he was not a very, he was an aggressive guy, but he wasn't reckless. He was careful with how he did things. So he was never one of the dudes to be smoking or popping shit in the bathroom. All he'd do is vape in the bathroom. And there was a little vent above the stalls that you could blow the, the smoke into, and it would literally just vanish. It just sucked it all up. And that's all I'd do. As soon as he heard the door open, he would put it down. Even if he didn't know if it was a teacher, he just put it down. So, either way, I'm going through my day. A couple periods go by. It's fourth period. And my fourth period class, I believe that was my American history. No, wait. My second period was science. My third period was, oh God, I can barely even remember my schedule. It was either gym or the American history through like film class. I don't remember which. I think it was American history through film, but don't quote me on that. But either way, so, he sends me a Snapchat and I was like, all right, let's see what's up. So he hits me up and he's like, yo, I'm like, what's up? He's like, you want to go smoke? I was like, sure. He was like, all right, meet me in the bathroom in a couple minutes. And I was like, all right, bet. So, I give it a couple minutes. And in the American history class, I just like hiccuped as I tried to like breathe, so excuse me. But in the American history class, all we ever did was just watch fucking movies. We just watched different movies about like civil rights and all that. And some of them didn't even have much to do with what we were learning. It was just it was basically just a period to watch a movie. So, I get up, I ask my teacher if I can go to the bathroom. She's like, yeah. And, the thing is, most of the time when, back when I was in like normal public school, they would get suspicious if you went to the bathroom for longer than like 4 or 5 minutes. They'd be like, oh, he's cutting class, or oh, he's doing something that he shouldn't be. But at this school, everybody went to the bathroom and just sat there to blow time. Like the normal bathroom trip was like 15 minutes for people, like sometimes more. And they didn't really do shit about it. Like sometimes the teacher would be like, is he coming back? But nobody fucking cared. No one really gave too many shits. So I got up, I go to the bathroom, I get in there, John's in there. He's kicking it. He's booling. He's already smacking it. And the interesting thing was, I didn't smell it from outside. I was expecting like, oh, dude, it's going to fucking stink in this bitch. But I actually didn't smell it from the outside. And that's the thing. With the Megatoke, it's not like smell proof. Like it's not like, just because it's a vape or like a way to like vape your weed doesn't mean it's smell proof, because it still reeks. You're still burning weed. But for some reason, the smell is almost like cleaner. It's almost like it goes away faster. So I get in there, he's smacking it, and of course he's standing in the doorless stall. And what we ended up doing was I sat in the stall next to him with the door, closed the door. He sat in the doorless stall and just kicked it in there. And what I did was I was just waiting and listening for someone to come in as we passed the Megatoke under the walls of like the stall to each other, So he smacked it, he passes it to me, I hit it, and I hadn't done it in a while, so I forgot like you have to hold it down for a couple seconds before it smacks. So I immediately hit it after I held it down. I was like, oh bro, I think it's dead, or some shit like that. And he was like, yo, let me see it. So, I hand it back over to him. He tests it. Of course, I smell very clearly. Yep, he got a hit. I can hear it. And he's like, yeah, just, did you not hold it down long enough? And I was like, oh, no, I don't think so. And he was like, all right, bro, try it now. So he passes it back. I smack it. And, let me tell you guys, personally, I'm not a big fan of the Megatoke. I think it's kind of overpriced for what it does, because at that point, I would have been A-okay with, like, smoking a bowl. It would have been more, it would have stunk more, but it's just, Megatokes cost so much fucking money. And on top of that, from my experience, the hit is like, it's really fucking hot. Like, you're smoking a blunt and you're getting some like, it's like warm smoke, but like, this is some hot fucking smoke coming out of this thing. So I'm smacking it. I hold it down for 4 or 5 seconds. I smack it as hard as I can because I just wanted to get baked. I was pretty sober at this point. And he had some pretty good weed in there. I don't know what kind of weed it was, but it tasted nice. It was pretty good weed. I could tell. So, I smack it, pass it back to him, and we're doing one hits. We're one hit passing, and we decided to play some baseball. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what baseball is, it's where whoever's in the roto, you each hit the blunt or the bowl or whatever you're hitting once, and then hold the hit until the next person, until it comes back to you. But since it was just me and him, it was pretty quick. It was pretty fast, but we were kind of trying to like jag on each other and slow it down to see like who could last longer. So like, he'd pass it to me, I'd smack it, and then I'd like, slowly pass it to him, and he'd be like banging on the wall and he'd be like stomping his feet and whatever, and he'd do the same to me. Baseball is fun, it's like a placebo effect of getting you higher. It doesn't really get you higher, but it seems like it is. So it's fucking great. I recommend it to all the weed smokers. Play some baseball with your homies. But we're baseballing it, passing it back and forth. And, the cool thing as well about that, the Megatoke, was the bowl pack lasted a while. Like, we smacked that shit for a minute before we had to repack it. And, we cleared that bowl. He was like, all right, I'm going to pack a little bit, like maybe like 5-6 hits, not much. And, that sounds like a lot like a normal bowl. 5-6 hits is like a pretty decent bowl. But for the Megatoke, like, it really does conserve weed. That's one thing that I think is cool about it. It really does conserve weed. So, he packs another one. We baseball it up again. We had to take a hard fucking breather in between. We're smacking the megatoke, passing it back and forth. And, the interesting thing was nobody came in for the majority of the time, except towards the end. On that last bull pack, I remember it was my second hit, and I was just kicking it in the stall. I was checking my phone, I was tweeting, I was Snapchatting, doing my hoots and hollers, and the door opens. And I immediately, I held the megatoke. I kept it like up to my mouth while I was hitting it, because it was mid-hit that this happened, and I didn't move it away, because the thing is, whenever you're using like a vape or like some sort of vaporizer, even when you let go of the button, there's still a little tiny bit of smoke that's going to come out of the top. Still a little tiny bit. So you got to let go and then inhale to really clear it all out if you don't want anything getting, anywhere. If you're trying to stealth vape. So, what I did was I kept it up to my mouth and just inhaled as hard as I could, even though I already had a hit in me. So, I was looking, I was trying to get a glance under the stall to see like what kind of shoes it was, because if it was like old man business shoes, and I knew like, oh, we're boned. But like honestly, if it was old man business shoes, I would have flushed the megatoke. I would have felt bad for John, but I would have flushed the fucking megatoke, because there's no way I'm letting him or myself get popped with that. I'd pay for a new one. I don't fucking care, but fuck all that, So either way, we're sitting there, and they go to the urinal. And John is sitting in the doorless stall. And how the bathroom was laid out was the doorless stall was literally right across from like the very end urinals. So, the dude who came in ended up being someone we knew. He was cool. I mean, we knew everyone at the school, but it was like a cool guy we were like kind of friends with, So he was kicking it in there, and he was like, "What are y'all doing in here?" He was like, "I smell that shit." And John just starts laughing, and I was just like, "I don't know, bro. I'm not sure what you're talking about." And John was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm taking a smelly ass shit. You gotta back up, bro. There's no door here." And he was like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up." And he just takes his piss. He leaves, and finally, I had to zero this hit, by the way. So like I mentioned earlier, the smoke was fucking warm out of this thing. Like it was some hot ass smoke. So my throat was kind of in trouble at this point. But I passed it back to John. I told him, "Yeah, you can kill it, bro. I'm done." And I made this sound like it was a really long time, but we were only in there for like 15 minutes, like if even, like we were kicking it for a little bit, not too much time. So, I hop out the stall, John packs his shit up, he puts his megatoke wherever the fuck he put it, I don't know. We were kicking it in there, wash our hands, that kind of shit, just to make sure, we went through the whole process, make sure we don't smell like anything. And I always carried my cologne on me, so I let him use a little bit. It was a hoot and a holler. And then to top it all off, we vaped a little bit just to make sure we tried to get the smell out of there as best as we could. I sprayed a little bit of cologne in the air towards the vent that sucks everything away, and then vaped a little bit just to try to get the stench out of there. And it worked, I guess, kind of. Not really, actually, because like 2 days later, I remember there was an announcement, or there was like a little like poster thing on the door that literally said like no smoking in the bathroom. Like they put it up like 2 days after we smoked in there, and I don't know, a lot of people smoked in the bathroom, so they knew what was up, but they just couldn't really catch anyone because we were some sneaky fucking drug addict bastards. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Expect some more consistent uploads, pretty soon. I've just been really busy sorting things out. I started classes again as well, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.